I think we're set now.
Okay,
Thank you so much for being here, Melissa. We appreciate it.
thank you for inviting me. Okay, so well, y'all know who I am, Melissa Buckley, owner of the Rusty Button Shop. It's a local artisan gallery. I've got about 50 artists here and makers, all from Western New York. And I don't know. uh, there's even a few of you, your Roycroft Arts and Craftsmen Guild members here. I can tell you a little bit about myself, how I got here. I went to RIT for a couple of years. I went for graphic design and changed my major to retail management after one of my instructors told me that I didn't have what it takes to make it in graphic design.
Oh.
So I came home and I went to upstate and I went for art education and was having a tough time with some instructors in that program. So I looked at my transcript and saw that I was maybe 1 year away from a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Textile Design because of all the classes in textile design that I took. So that's where I went. I went and graduated with a BFA in textile design. In the late 80s, I started my first business. I started a windshield lettering and showroom window sign business. And I had that for about 25 years. I worked for Wegmans in their sign shop and ran that for a couple of years. That's where I met my husband. He has been instrumental in getting me to do a lot of the things that I didn't think I could do. I was painting furniture and I said, boy, I'd really like to do art shows. And he said, then do them. And I said, oh, is it that easy? And he said, yes. And guess what? It was. So I started doing art shows. It was probably about 1999, I think. I taught at UB in the Creative Craft Center. I taught an intro to fibers class to freshmen. I taught adult ed on the floor loom, and I taught some independent studies on the floor loom. I had some kids, and then showed in some local galleries before returning to doing art festivals in 2009 until the pandemic. The idea of the shop first came to me when I was at upstate. I was surrounded by all this talent, and I thought, what a great idea it would be to get all these people together and we could sell our work in one place. I didn't even realize that places like that existed. I just didn't know. But I thought, how cool would it be if we could do that? And then I lost touch with a lot of them because I thought maybe I'll wait till I graduate and then I'll get in touch, and it just never came about. So I guess it was timing. But the idea was always in the back of my head. And then when my husband got sick with cancer, we started talking about it more, about how it would be a really great way for me to make a living if the cancer got the best of him. And we would look when we drove through East Aurora for buildings for sale. He really wanted me to purchase the building for his own reasons. I didn't feel that strongly about that. I thought that I could rent the building or whatever. But we talked about it a lot. We made some superficial plans, nothing really deep in it, not real serious, I guess. I think probably because neither one of us really thought he would actually die, since he kicked it for 18 years continually. But in May of this year, he did pass away. And I thought, I'm not going to do this now. I'm not going to do the shop. it was too soon. It was during a pandemic. I wasn't feeling it. It wasn't going to happen. So I kind of put it out of my head for, about 2 weeks, because we're driving through East Aurora and saw a sign in the window, and it was for rent. The building down the street was for rent. And my son said we should go take a look at it. And so we did. And I called the number the next day, and she said, I have another space available. I can show you. And I came down and I looked in the window, and it had white walls and white ceilings, and it was wide open, and it was perfect. So I knew if I didn't do it right then and there, then it wasn't going to happen. This place wasn't going to be available. I wasn't going to have this perfect space that it was. So signed the papers, and long story short, here we are. So I did make that really short. So now I've got 55 minutes left now. So I can take you on a tour if you want. I can answer questions. I can show you my artwork.
We love all of that. I'd love to see a tour and your artwork.
Okay.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Okay. Yeah. I just condensed like 20 years into 5 minutes.
It's funny how we can do that, huh?
I know. That's great. Okay. All right. So here we go. Can you see?
Those ceilings are beautiful too.
Oh yeah, aren't they? They're like old tin ceilings.
Yeah.
Track lighting. That was all here. I didn't have to do anything.
Wow.
You
That's
see the
amazing.
floor? Nice floors.
Wow.
Okay.
It was waiting for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not sure what you're seeing. So if you can see this whole case in front of you or not.
We
but
see
my work
two
comes-
shelves.
2 shelves. Okay. How about,
There we go. Yeah.
okay. All right.
Wow.
So we have some assemblage from Nancy Moran on the bottom 2 shelves, and then some jewelry from Betsy Vaness, and then some assemblage by yours truly on the top shelf and on the top of the cabinet. I'm going to go this way a little bit because I think these people got. Can you see the paintings on the walls?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. We have Marcia Ross with her sea glass paintings, and then Karen Carlton, one of your members,
Yes.
with her painting, and Tracy Neubauer's paintings are here. Hopefully you can see these.
Yes.
We have a new artist here doing these clocks with the dirty pour. Her name is Michelle Van Buren. She just signed up about a week ago. This Beautiful. Lovely jewelry is by a lovely young lady named Catherine Amorado.
Now, are those pictures in there, like old photos in there?
So yeah, so when Catherine does shows, she uses actual antique cabinet cards, and then she would take the earrings that you purchased out of the ears and keep the card. So when I invited her to come to the shop, she was trying to figure out what she would do to display her earrings. So she found these images, and she essentially did the same thing, only they're not antique cards. This person right here, oh, sorry, I don't know if you can see who I'm pointing to. This is her grandmother.
Oh,
right here. This is her grandmother.
That's really nice.
Yeah, and the rest of them are just images that she was able to get offline or online, but
wow,
that's her grandmother. So
it's such an interesting packaging.
I know. I love what she does and how she markets her jewelry and how she sets up her space with her repurposed items.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has a really good sense of how to display her work. I really like that.
So she brought in all of her own things to display? Is that?
We did.
Okay.
So I can explain a little bit about the shop too, and how it works for those of you who don't know. You rent space, and then I charge a 20% commission on your sales. That 20% commission takes care of me taking collecting and remitting the sales tax, the credit card fees, advertising and things like that. So if you rent floor space, you're responsible for setting up your own space. So that's what Catherine did. This person here in front of us, Jim, that does a lot of repurposing and making lamps and tables. Above him, the wall space is a young girl by the name of Kaylin Jane, who does the vinyl signs. And then Sandra Hammond, who some of you probably know from Showing With, she does quilts and quilted runners.
Beautiful.
And then we have lovely Yvonne's stained glass work
I
here.
recognize this work.
Yeah. And now some of my assemblage, creepy little Jack-in-the-Box
Ooh,
critters. That's a zombie
wow.
right there, if you can see him. And then this guy is a little, he's from Nightmare Before Christmas. He's the
Wow.
nightmare clown.
I see that.
Yeah. Okay, there's some more of my, there's some collage up on the wall. And some more assemblage.
And this is your work
This is
that
my
we're
work.
looking at?
Yes.
Beautiful. So you do a variety of
Yeah.
things, it looks like.
I do.
Can you tell us
when
a
I
little
found
bit more
assemblage
about?
when I found assemblage in mixed media, I kind of found it to be very freeing because you could do anything in mixed media. Whatever you did, it worked and it counted. When I was painting in with acrylics, it was like you could only paint with acrylics, and that's what you did, and you did it like this, and your brush strokes went like that, and it was just very rigid to me. When I
Yes.
found mixed media and I could do anything, I just felt like I was so free. I could do whatever I wanted. So I have like assemblage up here where you make things out of other things, and then the
Yeah.
collage, and that just opened up a whole new thing for me too. I never thought I would do collage, but I just love it. Can you see? Because I don't know
Yeah.
what happened to my screen, but it's gone.
We see.
And then like this is photo transfer
Oh, beautiful.
on a block with more assemblage. I mean, you can do anything you want.
I like the reusage and the repurposing.
Yeah, and there's that I thought I always had an affinity towards the old things, and then I started dealing with antiques and vintage items and finding the broken parts at the bottom of the box, and I could use this in something, and it just became, and so you can see I still have some vintage items here that I
Yeah.
still got, but it just started to become a thing where I was actually looking for the broken parts that I could use.
Very cool. You
These are
must have
made out
quite a
of
stash somewhere.
these are made out of film reels. I took them apart and then
Oh, cool.
embellished them with little parts and pieces and made snowflakes. You don't want to look at the back. The back's yucky.
They're like steampunk snowflakes.
Kind of, yeah, because I used a little bit. So that's some of my Christmas assemblage there. Well, a good shot of the whole place. So this is Nancy Heskef. She makes purses out of various materials, some leather, some suede, some other things. Above her on the wall is Cindy Cotton, photographer. In front of us is Robin Leonard, makes soaps. Here's some of my hand-woven scarves.
They're there.
Yeah.
Those are beautiful.
This snuggle sweater was made by my daughter.
Aw. I love the snuggle sweater.
Yeah. Here's some more creepy little Jack-in-the-Boxes. Those are mine. Another scarf. These are more of Cindy's photography. And here's some more of my collage work on the wall here. There's an assemblage. We have a shopfish over here, Rusty
Uh-huh.
Beta. Some more weaving by me.
Beautiful. What are you using to weave with? Are you using wool or other
The fibers are mixed, and the same with the scarves.
mix?
I'm more texture driven than I am what the fiber is.
Okay.
So if you ever purchase a scarf from me, make sure you dry clean it, because I don't know what's in it. It may shrink up on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've woven in the past with anything from plastic to stick, and I think I really want to get back into doing things like that.
Wow.
This is Suzanne O'Brien. She's also one of your
Yes.
members. Yep, they're hand dyed yarns and wools,
Beautiful.
and her felted Nuno scarves. Yeah.
Beautiful.
This here is Judy Kaczynski. I believe she's a retired art teacher. And she does a lot of painting on board.
Yeah, actually I just took a class with her through the botanical gardens, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yes,
Yeah,
and
painting.
that would make sense.
What kind of class?
Expressive floral painting.
Wow, cool.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I think that was her first class, and it was in November maybe. So I think she's
Oh.
starting to offer like watercolor and different things
That's
through the
great.
botanical gardens on Zoom. So
I
Oh.
am trying to rent the basement here. It's partially finished, and would love to rent it and hold classes down here. And we probably could do some, probably have about 6 people socially distanced in the room. Everyone have their own table. But that's all in the works, because they haven't gotten back to me whether or not I can rent the site.
well, when they do, talk to Judy, because she was a great teacher. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This young lady on this side is Judy's niece, Laura. She's an art teacher. Let's see. Whoa.
We saw you.
There we go. I think you can see her roosters and her pigs and her
Aw.
landscapes. And we have some card making and pottery by Kathleen Ryan. Some of Karen's ink drawings down here. These lovely repurposed feed bags are made by Hannah Rampton. And then we have Jan Dulesky with her mixed media fun. Yeah.
Mythical trees.
Yes. And fairy houses. Michelle Conley Vogel is here with her prints.
Beautiful.
Mary Cotton.
Are those tiles?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful.
They are painted, hand painted, drawn, and then resin, and she edges them with copper, and so they look ceramic, but they are not.
Wow.
Above her is Robert Call, also one of your artists.
Yes.
And then Nancy Hall, mouth painter.
Yeah.
And Cheryl Nuck, local artist. She owns the walk-in closet in the back here, back parking lot.
Okay.
The furniture here is made by a young man named Justin Bloomfield. He is the son of the gentleman that makes the lamps on the other side that I showed you.
Okay.
And then up on the wall, the football player, that is Ken Newton from Cheektowaga. Next to him is, with the folk art paintings, is Tammy Courtwright. And then up above and next to her is Charles Brown. Charles, unfortunately, it was hit with COVID-19, so he'll be leaving us at the end of the month. He's doing okay, but it's a slow road back for him. He got hit pretty hard.
Wow.
This is Joshua Fraz from Lockport, I think. A mixed media artist, and Nicole Johnson with her Mealy Monsters that usually sell out much faster than this.
They're cute.
Um,
I know I've
Okay.
seen those.
on the we have a wood artist down here, Paul Boland, and then Tracy Neubauer is on the next shelf up. 2 shelves of purses by Nancy Celeste, and some glass necklace and jewelry work by Melinda Whitehead. Here's some prints of Cheryl Nooks, and then some pottery by Jody Waller. More work by Tracy Neubauer and myself. More work by Yvonne. Beautiful stained glass work. And
Yeah.
then some soaps and lotions and candles by a fine gentleman from Syracuse, New York.
We got a finger, I think now. Okay,
I'm
we got
sorry.
it. It's okay. I was gonna ask for this. This is Stacy, right? I knew she was there somewhere. I think maybe you muted yourself because we don't hear you anymore.
Oh, no.
Okay, now I hear you.
Now you hear
Maybe
me. I
you
probably
just-
have my hand over the microphone.
Oh, maybe that was it.
Carol Milleron with books. Stacy's mom, Karen, here with her
Oh, cool.
beaded bracelets. Another art teacher, Michelle Schrader, here with some junk journals and record album purses.
Very cool.
Another woodworker, wood turner, Brian Huckle. Then we have Love the Buff, Lisa Hodge, enamel jewelry artist. And then some silverware jewelry by Judy Rimmer and cards by Elizabeth. Okay, it's gone. That's not bad though. I got everybody's name except for Elizabeth's last name. Harvey is her last name.
There we go.
There we go.
You got it all.
yeah, I think that covered everyone. You have any questions or just want to say goodbye? You know, that's okay too.
I have a question.
So much. Thank you so much for taking us for a tour and telling us about the story. You were really brave to open a store in the middle of all this, but you've been busy, correct?
Oh, we had been busy from September till January. Obviously now it's very slow. It's slow
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of hope for the spring and summer. I think we're going to do just fine.
That's awesome.
Where did the button come from?
Yeah.
Rusty Button came from I was at an estate sale because again I was doing the collecting vintage and antique things to resell, and I found this big huge bin of buttons on the basement floor, and when I went to pick it up, the bottom dropped out because it had rusted out. It was one of those refrigerator crisper drawers, and it just rusted right out. So I picked them all up and I put them into another bin and brought them home, and the bottom layer was all rusted. So I was looking for a name for my vintage shop on Etsy, and the first 2 names I picked were gone and used. So I started thinking about it. There's a Rusty Button, I think, on the desk, and I thought, oh, that's a neat name. So there it is. And then when I started back in 2009 again, when I started doing shows again with my assemblage work, I called it Rusty Button Studio. And I thought the next progression, of course, then would be the Rusty Button Shop.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, thanks.
So you've had that name for a while, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Since probably, a long time. Early 2000s.
Doesn't
Yeah.
predate Etsy though.
No, does not predate Etsy. The buttons did. but not
Right.
the name.
So what would you say your biggest lesson has been since you opened the shop? Like, what was the biggest thing you learned?
The biggest thing I learned, and I'm still learning, is I think the financial end of it. My husband was that guy. He knew all that stuff. And I think I always just figured he'd be there to do it. And in fact, I just told my mom today, I still feel like I'm just doing this temporarily. He's gonna, he'll be back to do it. I don't have to do this. I'm just doing it now, but I don't have to keep doing it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that part of it is part. And then I think that's the biggest part. The rest of it, I learned as I went, but it didn't seem to be this big thing. No, but the financial end of it is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
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 So can you talk a little bit about like how you determine what artists you're going to have in the shop?
That's a good idea.
I can. So what I did first, obviously, was I contacted my friends that were artists. And then they, from there, they asked friends, or told them about it. And people, when I was setting up, I put a sign in the window that said coming soon, amazing artists or amazing artwork with an exclamation point.
I also believe they have a great connection to flowers. We could replace the word crystal. And take the word
Robin, I
flower
think you need to mute because we're getting some background noise.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
Hi, Robin.
Hi. Sorry I'm late. I couldn't figure out the sound part of it.
Oh, that's no problem. You already know me and you know about me. So. Yeah, so I'm sorry, where were we?
You were talking about how you determine who's coming
who's
in.
coming and who, yeah. So honestly, I don't think I turned really anybody away in the beginning. Everyone who walked through the door had awesome quality work. Except for the one person that snowed me, but you know who she is.
Uh-oh.
I don't know anything.
Stacey knows everything.
So there's a big lesson. There's a big lesson that I learned. I need to see the work in person. I need to see it in my face, and you need to tell me your process. And that's how I need to determine who's coming in and who isn't, because I did get burned on that. And so that was a big lesson.
Do you mean that person didn't make that work?
I don't.
They were reselling?
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
To this day,
Gotcha.
she denies it, and I can't prove that she doesn't. We tried that, but that didn't really work. So I haven't done anything. I think she's leaving shortly anyway. So with any luck, she doesn't sell anything, because I think, it's the same. People understand that it's not made by her.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that there's artists in here, including myself, that reuse material and repurpose. So if she'd gone that route and said, this is repurposed, these are reused, then perhaps marketing it the way that it is, instead of trying to make it something that it isn't, would have worked better for her and for me. But other than that, everyone who came through the door really had quality work. And I was just so impressed and floored by being able to fill the shop with the quality of the work that I have here.
It looks like there's a lot of work there.
There's a lot of work here. I have about 50 artists.
Wow.
Yeah. So a little bit, maybe a little, I had up to about 54, and then there's been, a few that are leaving, and then there's a few more coming in. So it's around 50. Yeah.
Do you have a waiting list now?
Yes, I do.
Very nice.
Yep.
And what does did you change your screening process then?
Yes. They have to you can't come in and show me your phone and show me the pictures on your phone anymore. Okay. I have to see it in order to put you on the waiting list. Yeah. If I don't see it and you can't tell me about your process, then, and I feel like I'm a little bit of a old school, like stickler also. If you contact me on social media and say, hey, this is what I do, can I be in your shop? Probably not. And even if you did come in, because I think you should come in here. I think you need to come in and you need to see if this, if your work is going to fit here. You can make that decision just as well as I can, you know, and you know, you need to meet me and let's talk about your work. And if you can't do that and you just want to, you know, hide behind social media and just say, hey, can I come? No, I need you to come here. I need you to come here, look around. I feel more confident in you if I know that you are trying to determine whether or not it's good for you, you know, before you speak to me. I think that that's, you know, a good expectation. I always went to the shops first before I decided who I wanted to sell with and if I wanted to.
Are you happy with people just dropping in during your business hours? Yeah.
During business hours, during the week, Tuesday through Thursday, Friday, no appointment necessary. You can just come in and show me what you got and I can take a look at it. We're not so busy then, not now, you know, during the holidays, let's not do that. But,
Yeah. I'll show you the door.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. Come on in anytime.
Do we have any other questions?
I have a just a statement that I'd like to say from an artist's point of view that displays and sells in your shop. I'm just so grateful for you. With this pandemic, it's like, I have this work, where am I going to sell it other than the couple places I've normally been in? And you opened it up, you've welcomed all the artists, and it's very professional. And you're in you chose the most perfect space in a walking area of East Aurora. And you gave all of the you know, your 50 artists a place to sell. Like you said, it's like our own private art show.
Yeah, that's my daughter.
They're selling our work. And I've sold from September to the end of December more in the first 4 months you were open than all of the whole year at, say, the Copper Shop, or the whole year at Thin Ice. And those are the only two main places I'm in. So I'm very grateful for you and your ambition to do this, especially with, you know, the hardship of losing your husband and the pandemic. You're amazing. I'm just, you know, it's amazing what you've accomplished for yourself.
And you know that I am just as grateful for all of you, because seriously, without you, I couldn't be here. And for the shop itself, for just making it really easier to deal, I think, with the death of my husband, because it really gave me that great distraction that I really think I needed at the time. So, and you guys, you know, just the artists here, just fantastic. I couldn't be more happy with everyone who's here, except for that one. But, yeah. When she, I should.
There's always one, right?
There's always one. Or when she leaves, oh no, then there'll be another one. But whatever. We'll deal with that when it happens. Thank you, Yvonne, for all your kind words.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Now, where's Talia?
Oh, she's sleeping by the front door. Finally, she's not barking at anybody anymore.
Does Robin have a question? Is that what that little hand thing is?
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me or see me though, can you?
we can hear you. We can't see you.
That's probably better. No, I just wanted to say that I really love the shop, and I'll talk with you again sometime to see if I can finagle my way in. But really proud of you as you know, we've worked together, we've shown together on and off for a few years there at the Roycroft Festival, the winter show. And just, again, really proud of you for all that you've been able to accomplish with all yeah,
and
happy
my
for you.
space opening up for you, so come see me soon.
I will. See you next week.
Okay, that sounds good.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I'm glad that this is being recorded because a lot of people are
Oh, yeah,
missed
me
out.
too.
This was a wonderful presentation. And it was very nice of you to go around and show us all of the artists and all of their work. And I'm impressed that you remembered everybody's name and the 50 people. That's quite a bit. So everybody in our guild that missed out, at least they can see it on YouTube. So hopefully
Okay.
they will take a look. And
Yeah.
It's like
Do you
your
have
first
other-
video commercial, right?
What? It kind of is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you have other presenters already on your YouTube channel? And can anybody see that? Is it public? Okay, well. Awesome.
Yep. So Cheryl will upload it probably in the next couple days because she's pretty quick about that, and then send you the link
Okay.
so that you can share it on your, wherever you
On
want
my
to share it on social media.
Excellent.
Yeah. Put it all out there.
Yeah, great, thanks. I was kind of hoping this might be the last thing I have to do as a presentation. Yeah,
You did a great job. We truly
thank you.
appreciate it. But everyone else wasn't there. I think Melissa said she was a little nervous. But we would never know had I not said that. So
Yeah, sure we would.
Are we good? I think we're good, right?
Barb, did you have any questions for us? You're muted though, if you have.
Yeah, no, I'm just kind of enjoying getting my feet wet. I like seeing who everybody is because I have no idea who anybody is because we can't meet in person.
Right.
And I found these fun. I know during the regular part of the year when you meet, I can't do meetings because
Okay.
my golf night is on Wednesday night. So I'm kind of liking that I can get caught up now.
Yes.
Or not
Nice.
Wednesday, night, but Thursday night.
Yeah. Yeah. We knew what you meant. In fact, I'm actually in another organization that's Wednesday, so I think that clicked, but
Yeah, this is my week for meetings. I do Quilt Guild, that's Tuesday. This is on Thursday. It's like everybody's the second week of the month.
wow. Yeah. Well, it keeps you busy, right?
But I enjoyed her presentation and I'm going to
Thank
stop
you.
by and see your shop.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Sorry, I had something flying in front of me. I realized after I did that, I'm like, wait, I'm on camera. Don't mind me. Well, thank you again. We really appreciate this.
Again, thank you for asking me. I'm honored.
Yeah. Thank you. If anyone else has anything to add, that would be great. Otherwise, we will see you next time. And I will send out a link with the recording. And oh, actually, we have Lisa here. Let me let her in just while we're here. Sorry, I'll send out a link with the recording. And do you want us to send anything else?
No,
any of your contact or anything to the guild members?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
But remember, you got to stop in and say hi. Not just reach out on social media.
Say, hey, can you put my stuff in your shop?
Yeah. But we will say we'll share your social media too, so we can all follow along in case we aren't already.
Okay.
And Misty, can you state your address just so I know you're next to the East Road Chamber of Commerce, just so people know exactly where to find you.
Sure. I will tell you, but it won't make it any easier because there's 5 of us that actually share the address. So it's interesting when the mail comes. It's 50 Main Street, and I am located right next to Primo Olivo, and then in between there and the chamber.
Great.
Okay. Do you have my social media? Yes, because we.
You're the
we,
Rusty Button, right?
yeah,
Or is that, it's the Rusty Button, and that's
Facebook.
on Instagram and Facebook?
On Facebook, yep.
And are you also on any other?
No.
Yes, okay, great.
That's it.
So thank you again.
Okay.
I really
thank
appreciate
you.
having you.
Absolutely.
Have a great night.
Thanks, you too.
Good night, everybody.
Thank
you.
Bye-bye.